Hello, good afternoon. This is my flashcards. And this is my audience. Have you ever wondered what an Army soldier does and what they did to get to where they are? Hello, my name is Iridian Gala, and today I'm going to be talking about what the process is to get into the Army and what basic training looks like. Through personal experience, I know that it is challenging, but it is definitely possible, and it is a long process, but in the end, it is worth it. So the first thing that somebody needs to do when they are first initially interested in joining the Army is going to visit a recruiting office. The recruiting office is normally led by any staff sergeant or above, and they will ask you 3 questions when you first get there in order to see whether you can be eligible to join the Army. Those being, if you have any tattoos on your hands or anything above your neckline. The reason why is because according to 670-1, the Army regulation, you are not allowed to have any visible or offensive tattoos that are showing outside of your OCP uniform, which a lot of people have tattoos on their hands because of their wedding ring or any religious purposes. If you do have one of those, your Army recruiter can submit a waiver packet and you will be eligible to get waived for that reason. Next, they will ask you if you have committed any felony or a crime, specifically domestic violence. The Army is very strict on any felons joining the military or if you have any prior convictions. And lastly, they will ask you how old you are because the Army holds a requirement that you cannot be younger than 17 years old or older than 34 years old. If you are 17 and you are still in high school, you will also be required to submit a waiver packet. After the recruiting station, your recruiter will then submit your packet, and then from there you will go to the MEPS program, which is the military entrance program where they process you. MEPS, you will be required to take 2 exams, one of those being the ASVAB and the second one being a medical readiness exam. The ASVAB is a written test where you will be tested through mechanics, mathematics, and subjects like English. You will be required to pass, and a passing score is 31 for the Army. If you get anything under 31, you will not be admitted, but if you get a score of 31 or over, it will be open for you. Now, if you get a 31 or above, you will be able to choose an MOS, which is a military occupational job that will fall under a category. So the better that you score in the exam, the more job opportunities you have. Some of those job opportunities include military police, a job in the medical or engineering field, a 88 mic, which is a truck driver, or even a cook. So depending on what you are aiming for, the more you study for the exam, the better. Now at MEPS, you will also be medically examined, one of those being the height and weight requirements. As you can see in this chart, the height and weight varies between gender and your height and age. So for example, as you can see, if you are a female that is 63 inches tall, ages 17 through 20 years old, your maximum requirement for weight is 143. Now let's say if you don't pass this exam, you will then be sent to the place where you will be measured and taped. So you are required to pass at least one of these exams. Now at MEPS, they will also drug test you before shipping you out to MEPS. This is just to test if you have any drugs that are not prescribed to you or if you have any THC in your system. And lastly, you will be then tested for your flexibility on your joints and your muscles, you will be going to a doctor and speaking to him. He will then conduct a series of stretches and exercises. So, what is basic training like? Basic training is a 10-week course where then you will be physically prepared for the future in the Army, and you will also be mentally challenged and disciplined. Now, basic training, through personal experience, like I said before, can be challenging, but it will help you prepare for your future. Now, in basic training, the first thing that you will do is prepare for the APFT exam. The APFT exam is a challenging exam that tests soldiers every 6 months on 2-minute push-ups, 2-minute sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. This exam is also tested through gender and age. In this chart, you can see this is the push-up requirements. You can see that the test ranges from a point average 60 through 100. So the minimum points that you can score on the exam is 60 points. If you score anything under 60 points, you will be required to retake the exam. Now, for example, you can see if you are ages 17 through 21 and you are female, your minimum requirement for push-ups is 19. Anything below that will not pass, and anything above that will increase your score. So in general, basic training will help prepare you for the APFT that will be taken in your Army duty station. They will also discipline you mentally. They will set you a schedule every morning, wake up at a certain time and go to bed at a certain time. You will eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day at a specific time. You will do PT sessions, physical training sessions, every day at a certain time. This is basically, their goal is to take the civilian out of you, because you were a civilian prior to that, and transform you into the soldier that you want to become. So, although it does seem like there are a lot of requirements, it is definitely possible for a civilian to become the American soldier that they want. Thank you.